The NBA Cup final matchup is set. And I'll be completely honest with you when I say I was hoping for the Atlanta Hawks and the OKC Thunder, especially with the NBA ratings down and a $29 price tag to get into the arena. And first of all, the arena was empty, and I was just hoping for more theater, right? That'll bring folks out because Trae Young and SGA, they'll bring some people out. I can't say the same about an SGA versus Dame Lillard matchup. I mean, what?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Dame Lillard's not putting cheeks in seats. Giannis, no, not in Vegas. That's just what I just think that the NBA needs to rethink the Las Vegas or neutral destination for the games when we're related to the NBA Cup. It's just not effective. It's not. It doesn't give me enough energy. And I know that the players want the energy as well. I really think they should consider, and this is a suggestion, somebody get this to Adam Silver, that based on point differential, that team will be the one to have the finals game hosted in their arena. That way we know for a fact at least there'll be true NBA fans in the seats. And the prices can still be the same if they can make that arrangement with the local or the home court, but something got to give, and it should be somewhere local. Vegas ain't it. Especially at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time in the afternoon. Did they not scout out Vegas? Vegas is dead in the afternoon. Are you serious? Ain't nobody out? Maybe at night, had the game been at 11:30 at night, the people would have been out. But not at 1:30. Not in Vegas. No.
So we're left with this matchup between the Milwaukee Bucks and the OKC Thunder for the finals. I will say I'm really happy to see OKC in the finals. I think this is a step in the right direction for them, even though it's the cup, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to see them obviously in the playoffs and maybe, come out of the West this season.
Maybe. I'm here for it. I'm all things OKC right now. Anyway, and I knew that they were going to win the matchup against the Rockets, although the game was competitive, but I knew they were going to win. So I'm so glad that the OKC Thunder are here. I'm with you. From an excitement standpoint, I would have preferred to see the Hawks as well, right? But from now that we have the Bucks, my mindset is two things. How will OKC be able to maneuver and get a victory out of this particular win when the Bucks have experience, right? They have length and they have strength. That's something that's to their advantage. And they got Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep.
All in one. So what does that look like? And then from the Bucks perspective, pace can be their favor because the Milwaukee Bucks don't play as fast as Oklahoma City Thunder play, right? And then this youth, this determination and athleticism that the OKC Thunder bring to the court, can that be to their advantage when we're talking about going up against the Bucks? So for me, it's going to be I'm going to be watching to see how both teams utilize their strengths to get a win. We'll see.
Yes. And speaking of strength, I think the Milwaukee Bucks have that grown man strength.
Yeah.
Whereas OKC Thunder, you could tell these guys are working out. They haven't reached their peak yet in terms of their own strength. So that's something to watch as well. Yeah. But you know what? Both teams are on hot streaks, right? The Bucks won 8 of the last 10, OKC 9 of their last 10. So it'll be a good game in that sense. Who's going to take the L? And it's the first time that they've faced each other this season. I think originally it was scheduled for February or March. So we get to battle it out a lot sooner. So I guess I'm excited about that.
Yeah, what I will say about this game does not count toward their season number. So that's one thing. So win or loss, they don't have to worry about that coming on their season record. But what's on stake with this game, number one, is the notoriety of winning the NBA Cup and this $500,000 that they can win too. Everybody want more money. I don't care how much you make. I'll take more. Yes, I will take more. So, and then especially for those players who are not on these multi-million-dollar contracts, can you imagine what that means for them and their families? So there is high stakes on both sides of the court. Maybe not from your, Giannis Antetokounmpo level, maybe not from your SGA level, but everybody else, they want that money too. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. So Doc Rivers, he made it to the NBA Cup Finals. The Bucks started out really rocky this season. And it's like, wow, it's impressive to see that they've made these strides we're actually in a quarter part of the season. So I'm like, okay, Doc Rivers, okay, he got them together because it wasn't looking good.
because Doc Rivers was most definitely ring around the roses in that hot seat. Most definitely. So I'm glad that he's no longer a part of that game. But it's good to see, I just, one of the things I really like about Mark Daigneault, I'm going to be honest, when he calls a timeout and he steps onto the court and he squints his eyes, I'm like, he about to give them something. I always get so giddy when he squints his eyes. I'm like, they about to get it. He about to drop some more monster play every time. He squints and he looks up. I'm like, okay, yeah. He thinking. That's his thinking stance. I like to see.
You know what? He reminds me a lot of Brad Stevens, and you were a really big fan of Brad Stevens as well. These guys are mental, right? They're thinkers, deep thinkers.
Yes.
And they remind me of each other.
Yeah, I like coaches that are analytical in a sense, right? Because that's the way of the world today, and I like that mental thought process. I understand Doc Rivers, again, he has the experience, right? He knows what it feels like to play the game. That's why he has his coaching staff to help him with the analytical piece. But, someone like Mark Daigneault, he has that analytical piece, and that type of mind always intrigues me. So,
Yeah. Okay. So we know what we're going to get from Shai Gilgeous. I think we also know that we're going to get complete domination from Giannis Antetokounmpo. But for me, the X factor has to be Bobby Portis for the Bucks, right? And then I just think, even though Alex Caruso is more of a defender, he's kind of shifted. Now he don't really score much. I think they need some offensive production from Alex Caruso, because you know what? Yesterday I had him in my parlay. He only need to make 2 shots and he went 0. So I said, come on, Alex Caruso. When he was with the Lakers and also the Bulls, he was more of an offense and defensive guy. He has to be the X factor for the OKC Thunder, especially in this matchup.
You know what, though? Not for me. I think the person that's going to be the X factor for me will be Isaiah Hartenstein. He is going to be the one that I believe that will challenge Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that will be the matchup that I'm looking for in some fashion, right? If not Giannis, then you got Bobby Portis. I think Isaiah Hartenstein can hold his own against those. Brooke Lopez, come get some from Isaiah Hartenstein, because you're going to have to. So for me, I really wish Chet Holmgren was playing, but since he is not, I am really glad that Isaiah Hartenstein is on that roster right now, because I think that he would be the X factor to really help lead the Oklahoma City Thunder to a win in this particular matchup. I think so.
I really like what Isaiah Hartenstein. I didn't realize they were paying him $30 million a year, the OKC Thunder. So they're getting every ounce of that production from him. So that's impressive.
I can't wait. I think that's going to be the big deal. And I'm with you on Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, stay tight on defense, but give me a little bit of offensive punch, just a little. Yeah, you need to most definitely bring that out. I like to see really what Jay Williams will do as well. How will he get his in this particular stretch? And I really hope that Oklahoma City Thunder can have the 3-point presence that they had in the previous matchup with
Dallas Mavericks.
Oh my goodness. Yes. If they bring that to the game, along with their strong defense and their pace, I think they can pull out a win. Because what I don't know and what I haven't seen is that level of 3-point shooting from multiple players on the roster when it comes down to the Bucks.
Okay. So it's just really Damian Lillard. You know what though? Chris Middleton, he's getting his footing back.
Yeah.
He's going to be a problem. Yeah, he's going to be a problem because we know Chris Middleton, he's a champion. He's been with Giannis since the very beginning of his career.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to account for him. And I just don't know if OKC has the manpower. I just don't know.
I can support that. Yeah, and he's coming off the bench. Will he be coming off the bench in this particular matchup? Probably, because I think he's still on minutes restrictions. But yeah. Isaiah Joe, get your sniper suit on. Put it on, because they're going to need you to do that. At the end of the day, what we won't see in this game is everybody pull up from the perimeter. We're not going to see that. People will be touching the paint. And the paint hate to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And they sure hate to see Freight Train Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, I think that's going to be something. We're going to see a lot of paint action. I wonder how many times. OKC Thunder, they don't really make it to the free throw line quite often. Giannis stay there. Now, will the referees be fair in how they call fouls? so OKC can get the same amount of free throw options that I know the Milwaukee Bucks will get. We'll see.
Yes. Okay. So this is going to be one of those games where I think it's going to come down to the wire. I don't predict an overtime victory. But you know what I will say? If the OKC Thunder can hold the Milwaukee Bucks to just Giannis and Dame being really good offensively, I think they could win this game. However, if Milwaukee forces OKC just to be perimeter shooters, I think Milwaukee can get the victory.
Okay. Let me ponder that for a minute. Yeah. I got OKC coming out.
Of course you do. Of course.
Of course I do. Are you serious? Yes. And it's gonna be gritty. I think it's gonna be an ugly win. Ain't nothing nice. This whole game is not gonna be nice. Some team, whatever team wins, it's gonna be ugly. And I don't care, it's still a win. But yeah, I'm gonna have OKC being victorious. Oh, however, I don't think the Bucks want to repeat what they did last season during the NBA Cup. So do you think that the Oklahoma City Thunder should put together a scheme or a strategy to stop Giannis?
I mean, it would be nice. They just don't have the clientele, honestly, my opinion. So let him go off, but you can stop everybody else. And I think that should be Coach Mark Dagnall's whole game plan, defensive game plan. Stop everybody else. Allow Giannis to get 45 points. That's not going to win the game.
No, it ain't. He can even go 50. You know why? Because his counterpart, Nikola Jokic, did it, and he lost that game.
He sure did.
So you know what? I agree. If Giannis ain't putting up 120 points by himself, then yeah, let him do it.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. You think they can stop Dame? I think they can clamp down on Dame.
Oh yeah, Dame. Well, we know he only likes to really show up in Dame time anyway, like he did against the Atlanta Hawks with the little floater. He basically sealed the game for them. But yeah, in the final minutes of the fourth quarter, that's when you got to watch Dame. Anytime before that, he's streaky. We know, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I have a conditional Milwaukee Bucks win. I do. It's conditional, But OKC, I would be really happy for them, but I just don't know. They have the manpower strength to, contain the Milwaukee Bucks.